Welcome to the Demon Venue, War of Wrath. This is after a great battle, but before the end times. We cast our eyes now upon a place called the Bastion of Eyes. It exists in a dimension wholly outside our world. It is constructed out of one of the captains of the Silver Legion, an angel or fallen called Ananias. Him and a few of his kind have been staying here, traveling around the world, because this place is linked to all the worlds being created, and all the eyes and intelligence comes here. A great deal of the planning of the Great War against the host is also made here as well. However, Ananias has always been aloof and never attending any of the summons that Lucifer has. We draw upon our scene here now. One of the highest pinnacles of this tetragrammatical construct, looking out into the darkness of the abyss beyond. We have one of the heralds of Ananias coming to fetch Almazish ad-Dajjal. Rykon is his name. And in due deference, he approaches and knocks on the door of Almazish ad-Dajjal.
The door opens almost simultaneously as the metallic and robotic figure is looking upwards to the place where he assumes eyes will be, and he waits as bright lights shine from his eye sockets towards you, and the words that follow are, "Yes, I will follow you."
Wonderful. The suspended gem and metallic liquid seems to display a faint trace of an emotion as the demon, known as Rykon, will turn on his heel and lead Almazish ad-Dajjal onwards to meet the captain and the leader of this facility. Even its geometric design, gravity has no meaning here, so you find yourself walking up, down, left, right, upside down through the corridors towards the core of this bastion. I take it no words are said between Rykon and the Angel of Metal.
No, not at all. Every word that could be said has already been said between these two men without speaking, and he simply follows orders, knowing that he's necessary there where they need to go. And like always, the seer knows that his presence is wanted, and knows that whatever information he will need will come in his future. And no words are spoken, it's simply a silent stroll through the labyrinth of amazement.
As you approach towards the core, you see it sort of sits there as a sphere, the only sort of round object that is in this great sort of tetragrammatical structure. It's smooth and obviously hollow, with a single opening that seems to roll towards your direction. Again, a door that appears, but you do not require knocking for it to be opened. However, you do notice one thing as you approach. You feel that the time in the few minutes that it'll take for you to walk through and meet Ananias has now become obscured to you, and you cannot see a future beyond it.
Where everything felt very clear as he approached this area, suddenly his mind feels like it's been entered and exited taking all that he knew and leaving nothing. Meaning that for once, or for one of the first times in his very life, the seer hesitates before stepping further, but remembering that he was necessary here, he steps on and looks kind of puzzled around the room, especially towards his lord and master in this bastion lines.
Lord and Master stands well, actually over a very circular table. You notice that the table itself is more like a construct of the world, sort of glowing sphere, like a jewel in this dark thing. It just seems to be any source of light, as your escort Rykon will give you a small semblance of a nod to allow you to enter, and then the door closes behind you. With this door closed, you feel a seal has been completed, and now all future possibilities, well, it's very difficult to see what your fate is now. And the nurse will turn towards you and look up. And he will say, I am sorry that I have had to shield your sight of the future at this point. And we have to use such rudimentary form of communication rather than seeing that all things have been said. But I'll show you this. From his robe, he will pull out what appears to be a very odd-looking key. And feel that all time and all future possibility wrapped up in this key. It seems to block it. This is a small version of what we saw over the fields of the Great War that you have seen and you have fought in, along with your brethren, the ones that are also intertwined in fate in the future. But I have brought you here for a strategy meeting.
During all these times, as the Lord and Master is talking, the metallic construct that is Majid Ad-Dajjal is completely silent. You can see small parts of him moving inside his body, and the light flickers somewhat, like like you can see that he accepts all the information, but he's not showing any sign of communication.
The Ananias is not displeased with this form of reverence and understanding. He has fully expected this to happen, and he will look over and he will start shifting his speech patterns accordingly. Postulating a theory. Need your output. Chances of this war successful now that the heavenly hosts have a way of hiding the future from us. What is your answer?
You can definitely see that his body starts moving more, trying to see and find every and all possibility, but always ending up in the same answer, which is slim to none. Because if they can see what they are planning, but we can't see what they are planning, then they will always be one step ahead. So he will give you an estimate around the 0.2%.
And the nurse nods. Postulate theory. Will the Babel project increase our chances of success? Answer.
The percentage shifts, but not as 100% as most people think. It shifts up to the 51%.
Postulant theory. If we replace our leader with a new one, more driven towards the future, will it increase our chances of success? Answer.
Then the number increases even more. The view of the future is what Matij Ajahal is working for. The future, not today, not tomorrow, but in the ages to come, and his percentage will rise up all the way up to close to 98%.
Recommendation for a new leader. Is Lucifer a fit leader for us? Answer.
At that moment, he speaks without giving a number, and the words are insufficient data.
And Dennis looks at you, totally emotionless, holding his face still. Question. What preparation should we make at this time now in order to assure our victory in the future? Answer.
Repeat the question, please.
What preparations should we make at this point to ensure our victory in the future? Answer.
We should ensure all intelligence that we can have to make sure that we can gain a moment of advantage, build on that advantage. What we need is knowledge. What we need is information.
And we have a great deal of information in this place, but as you have foreseen and you suspect that this place will fall shortly.
That's correct.
And I assume that you have also seen my fate as well.
That is correct.
Statement. This key unlocks a lock of a bound book. This book will have many pages but no words, but yet contain the sum of our knowledge. People will be able to, in the future, will be able to understand everything of our law and our intelligence upon the host and our Father. Question. What can we do now to ensure the survival of this book to a point where it is most useful? Answer.
Survival can only be done if hidden in the right places. To be used when most needed, when used at our greatest disadvantage. I think hidden it must be to make it a surprise.
Question. Our fallen brethren possess one of the shards of the Creator. This shard allows us to change a fact into fluid, or a fluid point into a fact, a fixed point in time, to change an if into a possible, or a not possible into a definite. It has been said and counselled toward Lucifer that this could be of great assistance to us in his project for Babel and possible victory against the host. It can only be used for one time. By taking it away and using it on this item that has been created to assure our future victory, we will condemn the Babel project. I want your estimate. Which will have higher odds of success? By condemning the Babel project to fall, and thus ensuring our defeat in this time, for use of sending this our foundation of knowledge towards a point in time where it become most useful for us to ensure, to increase our chances of victory at a later time. There is no definite, as you know. Answer.
Percentage of probable success against percentage of chances of success means waiting for more data, which means condemning Babel, which means saving our assets.
This is a conclusion I have read as well. So you believe now data is empirical. We should move now to retrieve this item that allows us to increase our chances of future success. We will be condemned as traitors if we did this.
The metallic body of a man simply nods without confirming or denying, understanding that whichever action he will do right now will place a mark on his name as possible traitor, or even worse, possible destruction after it.
Mazishat Jahal, you have intertwined futures, a future that is unclear, but it is clear that you survive what fate is before us all. In what form I do not know. You may carry the stigma of this decision until that time, and that may impact the percentage chance of success against the host. Do you believe that this is worth the risk?
I believe that we all have our places in time. This is the strongest line I must follow. My personal preference to what state, my personal preference in what way, has no purpose when doing what you must be done, why we are created.
Then a warning to you, Mazish al-Jahal. There are other intertwined fates, your companions that you have met before, that you may require your assistance in this endeavor now. I now task you with a mission. The mission is to approach the palace's size and the construction of the Babel project and remove the item, the Shard of God, in the Ark of the Covenant from that location and bring it to this place. You may experience resistance, so you must choose your companions wisely. Notice this as well. The host will seek to retrieve this item and may intercept you on your way if they have foreseen the future. And we also know and understand that the Father himself has shattered his avatar into 4 large archangels. We have not We do not know their names, and their names are hidden from us. But they will reveal themselves and be the last hammerstroke of our defeat. These two may bar your way. One final concern. There is a blade that is also intertwined in fate. It is a blade that would forge from Charon's own scythe. It is called Omega and has been used by the host, and it ends our existence of demons. It also may obstruct you now or in whatever future that you have when you survive it. So therefore, your mission is laid in two parts. To assemble your companions that you can trust to retrieve this item, the Shard of God, and bring it to this location so we can increase our chances of victory in the future. And to take heed and to be careful of any items or artifacts that the host may wield against you, because they too may appear in future and drastically decrease our odds of success. You will be able to receive no further support from myself or this location until you have completed your task. Do you have any questions?
You can see the light flicker in his eye, trying to find a reasonable question. And the question will be, in my future, I see options, partners, options of others like us who step into the no man's land which we are about to step into. If this mission is successful, parts of my calculation means that this mission needs to be a very stealthy mission. Am I correct in this assumption?
If this mission requires stealth to improve your chances, then I concur.
That's all I need. Thank you, my lord.
Is there anything further that you'll ask of me at this point?
Not yet. When I received words of my companions, I will recalculate and ask the final questions. As of now, I understand that no aid more can be given than this which we already have gotten.
Agreed. There is insufficient data, but not acting will ensure our defeat and defeat of anything in the future. Victory at all costs. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. Leave this place now. The Bastion of Eyes will become unsafe to you in your plans. I will shield you from scrying from this location as much as I can. But being in close proximity to fellows of the Silver Legion with the capacity to define the future or to read the soul of yourself will place our plan in jeopardy.
I will place my thoughts within my most discreet spots, and with your help and protection, I am sure we will succeed in keeping it safe.
One word of warning. Rykon is a trusted herald, but he has affiliations which are different. He serves Lucifer, unquestioningly. Be careful and be mindful, because his powers of foresight are just as strong as yours. You may need to leave this place and find refuge in another place if you believe that he will cause jeopardy to the mission that I have placed you on now.
I will see what hiding place I can get. Hiding in plain sight will probably be the most logical thing to do.
Agreed. The palace of size and locations like that, with a large contingent of fallen, may be suitable for you. However, I am sure that one of your companions may also be able to support you in this.
Choices have to be made. I will see you again, my lord. As of now, I will take my leave. And part of his metallic body is already turning. His face, however, is still facing you.
The Ananias will stand, and he will sort of bow low in order to usher Amazisha out, and the doors will open. And you can see in your mind, or you can feel in your mind as the doors are open and you start to walk out. Rykon is no longer there. And a thought or memory from Ananias is the chances are percentage for our seeing each other again are rapidly declining. I estimate 0.002%. And he whispers a goodbye.
A whisper of goodbye is returned, and then his head finally turns as he walks outside, presumably accepting the fact that he will no longer see his commander in the future.
The door rolls. The door itself will close, and the sphere itself will sort of become smooth and like again. So it's like it's got no entry, and you are left to your own devices.
That moment, on the way back, stoic as it might look like, the seer keeps calculating. The gears keeps turning within his body, and his small iron fingers clasp his walking stick, his trusted walking stick. And he looks around his room as he starts to starts to collect a few parts which he needs for a small journey before the larger journey starts. And then he will take his leave through one of the portals he has traveled through before towards an undescribed location.
And our scene ends.